Hey everybody, welcome back to Prosers episode. I don't know what it is, and I stopped keeping track a long time ago.
Lazy bastard.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah, same. I'm happy to be here too. I feel like this is the shortest interval we've had between games in a while.
Over a year. Over 2 years.
Yeah. Today we're not sponsored by New Belgium or Modelo, but we're drinking it. That's nice.
For all you ASMR.
ASMR? I think
Whatever
it's ASMR. Karen! Hey, what are the weird like food videos you like where people eat and they're like
smacking the lips on the camera and all that?
Is that what it's called? I thought it was ASMR.
It's well, so they give a bunch of food. It's a mukbang, and then it's ASMR for the sound.
Also known as disgusting.
It's relaxing.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, I'll listen to rain.
Yeah.
Or water trickling. I don't like people smacking their lips on camera. It's so weird.
Just doing that in the microphone now made me uncomfortable.
For a second, it did for me too, and I wasn't going to say anything. But since we went down that road, I figured why not?
I guess
it does make me uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I've met people that they talk about how like it actually makes them feel tingly, like somewhere in the back of their head when they. And I'm like, no, not me. It makes me feel like I need to leave.
It makes me feel nauseous.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Before we get into our featured game for this episode, which I'm sure you guys will see roughly 2 to 3 weeks after recording this.
We should have put it on the TV.
Oh, yeah,
a still screen?
We could probably start doing that.
It's not too late.
And then we could just like hit the button and be like, we're going to talk about...
Bingo, dude. Use your environment.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that next time because I'm definitely not going to take them to set it up now. But...
All right.
So before we get into that, though, have you been playing anything else?
Yes, I have played a few games.
Okay. That's the first.
I know. Well, you know what it really is? Is when you ask me, you put me on the spot, and my brain goes completely blank. And then later I'll remember things, and that's not fair. So, let's see. I have played, like, Mario Party 10 or something on, like, the Wii U.
Okay.
I've played Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
I've played Angry Birds 2.
Oh, like
that's mobile.
Yeah,
but it's still a video game.
Yeah, still a game.
I decided, you know what? It's been like 2 years since Ryan Reynolds was showing us the Toon Blast commercials, which I thought were hilarious, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried that. Fuck that game. Like, absolutely fuck that game.
Is that like another like mobile game?
It's another mobile game, and you have to match the colors. And then after a while, when you played it so long, they start fucking you on the color patterns. It'll start coming out checkered.
Oh.
So you can't match shit. And they're like, oh, it's too bad you didn't get premium. I swear to God they do that. So it's like, you know what? Fuck you guys.
Mobile games are like... I feel like mobile games are the modern day equivalent of like used car salesmen.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's really bad. It's so shameless the way they do that to you. Mm-hmm. And I get it. It's a free game. So technically, if you spend a few bucks on it, it kind of evens out.
Mm-hmm.
However...
Well, I mean, I think I would rather just pay like the $2 up front and then just like have the game and then...
dude. It's like they'll sell you a free game and then they'll sell you a premium package and then you still get ads. So what is that?
Yeah.
That's nonsense.
Yeah.
You're being greedy. Fuck you. I also downloaded Rocket League finally.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, that game is so much fun.
So everyone I've ever talked to that plays Rocket League says that, and I want to try it. And it's just one of those things like every time I'm on the PlayStation Store and I see it, I'm just like, eh.
It's free now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's the main reason I got it.
Huh.
I've always wanted to try it. And then I got on PlayStation Plus, at least on PlayStation 4, it's free.
Oh, okay.
So when I tell you I'd done something that I haven't done since I was a kid, I was playing the game, I was talking with my girl, and I was getting it configured, and she downloaded it too, but her download time was like 20 hours or something messed up. It was like, it ain't happening tonight. It's all right, that's okay. She went to bed,
mm-hmm.
and I played, and I played, and I played. And I'm telling you, I looked at the clock at one point, and I was like, oh, my God. It is 3 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I went, you know what? I'm going all out. I'm playing until 7.
Oh, shit.
And I fucking did.
That's sick. Put some light in the sky, huh?
Oh, my God. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I felt
that
ashamed.
So that happened to me. The last time that happened to me is when probably honestly I think it was probably The Last of Us Part 2 was like the last game that I played. That I remember I started playing that game because I remember my wife was at like her mom's house or something like that, and I was like, well, I'm just here by myself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna play video games, and I sat down at probably 9 o'clock.
That's the time to do it.
And then I remember I played for however many hours, and then I think it was close to 10. And
Birds
I mean,
started chirping and
yeah.
shit.
And then I was like, "Is that the sun?" And I looked back, I was like, "Oh, that's the sun."
Doot and doo doo.
So that's cool.
Yeah. It's fun. Like, it's super fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know me, I'm a fucking nerd, so I'm gonna save my points and I'm gonna wait until they put the Batmobile out there again.
Oh,
That's gonna be my fucking car.
Okay.
But I gotta wait.
Gotta wait.
I my timing is just exactly wrong because they put out a package during Halloween.
Oh, where it had the Batmobile. I'm sure it'll come back around.
Like 3 of them.
Ah,
One of them was the Justice League one, whatever.
yeah.
But one of them was the Tumbler, and that's the best one.
Mm.
All right, that's not fair. The 1989 is pretty fucking sick.
Yeah,
That's
pretty
sexy. It's got a PP on it. See? I said that when I was a kid, and my mom got mad at me. I was 4.
That's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. See, thank you.
When you're 4,
And then
that's
here's
exactly what it is.
here's the weird thing too is that when you're a kid, you don't understand that what you're saying is potentially graphic in nature
or inappropriate.
You're just a kid, right?
Yeah.
My mom bought me like a whole bunch of these little Hot Wheels style ones, and I was like, Mom, look, you could put the pee-pee in the butthole. I'm serious. I'm serious. And I didn't even know that was a bad thing to say until my mom went, what? And it's like, bitch, I'm a little kid. I just thought it was weird because that kind of looks like a butthole. That kind of looks like a pee-pee. And they fit in. They fit in there. So I was ahead of the game, I think is what it really is.
Yeah, you were a forward-thinking child.
Yeah, it was very progressive.
Very progressive.
Absolutely.
Well, that's cool.
Moving on.
Moving on from that.
That's not exaggeration either. That's a true story.
I believe you. That's the worst part about it is that I know it's true. It's kind of like you know, like you hear like those stories and you're just like, man, like I really wish you were like bullshitting me right now,
I
but I
know.
know you're not,
It's
and that's
not.
what they.
That really happened.
That's the worst part
Yep.
about it. Yeah. So I haven't really been playing much other than this game, and I think it's because, I mean, when you and I started the game, I was already a little bit ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was on like chapter 6.
Yeah, you were about a week ahead of me almost.
Yeah, yeah. I was on like chapter 6, so I wasn't like significantly far ahead of you, but I was far enough ahead that I felt like if I just pushed on it and got it done, or not really pushed on it, but if I played it kind of regularly and got it done, that we could do the podcast sooner, which was sort of motivation for me.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like other games that I've played recently. Oh, excuse me. I think so.
Shadow of the Colossus. I'm sorry.
No, I haven't played that yet.
That was another one I played.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Like the new one?
Well, it's not new.
Well,
but
I know,
it's
but like
the remake,
reboot.
remake.
Yeah, like the ground up reboot that they did.
Yeah, because that game came out during PlayStation 2 era,
Mm-hmm.
and they've remade it for every system since.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, I'm thinking one of the next ones we should do is The Last Guardian.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's where you get your own griffin. Sorry, go ahead. You're always interrupting me. It felt good.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Cool.
We have listeners that they say that shit to me.
Oh.
They're like, you actually got to talk a little bit on this one. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I know. I'm an asshole.
No, I don't think you're an asshole. I think that your brain is firing, and then you want to say it before you forget it.
Oh, yeah, that's...
I've been your friend for a while. I think I got an idea of how your brain works. I think I don't even take it personally anymore. I'll fuck with you sometimes and go, oh, was I done talking? Go ahead. I'll just fuck with you. I don't actually get upset, though. Like, that's how the animal works. And if you're going to be friends with this dude, you got to know that he's going to just say shit as it comes to his head because he doesn't want to forget.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now that we've made you forget, go ahead. What have you been playing?
So the other game that I've been touching on just a little bit, not a whole lot, is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I got kind of back into that one. So I kind of fell out of it, kind of got back into it, kind of fell out of it again. It's whatever.
You had some thoughts about that, though.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I got it, and like I really, really liked it. And then I got done with like the first like tutorial like mission area, and then I was just over it. Like I don't know what happened, but I was just like, you know how like the tutorial section of the game kind of sets the precedent for the whole game, where it's like, hey, like this is going to be what the majority of the game will be like.
Yeah.
And I remember like I got done with the tutorial section, and I was like, well, if this is like the whole game, then I don't know if I got 15 hours of this in me. Didn't really mess with that too much. I tried Godfall, which is actually free right now on PlayStation Plus for PS5.
5.
Yeah,
but it's a
PlayStation 5 game though. It wasn't a cross-platform one.
I've heard really good things.
I was very pissed off because I literally bought Godfall 2 weeks before they announced that it was free.
Oh, they should give you a rebate when that happens.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. Which, I mean, it's one of those things you don't know.
You know they're sitting there going like, all right, let's see how many we can get.
Yeah. So, I played that game, and it's entertaining for sure. The story is kind of... But
really?
It's co-op. It's co-op, but I don't have anyone to play it with, so...
I'm sorry,
it is
dog.
what it is. That is cool.
If I had the money... I can't find a PlayStation 5 for under $1,200.
I was going to say it's not worth buying it in the secondhand market. If you can't get it for the retail price, it's not worth buying.
By the way, if you're a scalper, you should kill yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I say that again. We're going to get demonetized.
We don't make money on this anyway.
I don't give a fuck.
We can't. What are they
I say what I want to say.
They can't demonetize us if we're not monetized in the first place.
Freedom of speech, motherfucker.
So yeah, I got that one. I got let's see, what else did I get? I got this game that I actually haven't started yet, but I was looking forward to. It's called Lost in Random. It's a very like Tim Burton-y looking game. It reminds me a lot of like Nightmare Before Christmas, Frankenweenie, like the Tim Burton stop motion films.
Right.
It reminds me a lot of that, which is one of the reasons that I got it. What I am worried about it though is it's made by EA.
What's it called again?
Lost in Random.
Cool. I bet that one's only for PS5 also.
I don't honestly know. I don't know.
I know they're making a lot of cross-platform games.
Most of them are. And then this is another one I haven't started. I got it because it was on sale. I got that Alien Isolation game. So that game looks pretty sick, and I'll probably get on that.
Let me know how it goes. I hope they've patched some things.
Yeah.
There used to be some really wonky animations out there of the alien creature when you're avoiding it.
Oh, really?
Like just doing this fucked up walk.
I'm sure they have.
Yeah.
And then what else did I play a little? Oh, so I have I got the Ezio collection of Assassin's Creed, where it's the Ezio saga. I got the like remastered version of that.
I've only played one Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, so you have Assassin's Creed, which is the first one. That's about his name is Altair, is the name of the assassin in that one. In Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, it is about the assassin's name is Ezio Auditore.
Okay.
And the game, so 2 starts it, and it starts with him. He's like 17. And by the time when you finish Revelations, he's like in his 40s.
Okay.
So you follow the same character for a very large span of years. And I really, really liked it. It was one of my favorite like game like arcs.
Damn.
Ever. So I started replaying that, and it's just as good as I remember.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, and it's nice to revisit like those kinds of Assassin's Creed games, because I understand like why Assassin's Creed like changed their gameplay. They're a business; they have to make money. And they had made, up till Origins, they had made like 7 games that were all exactly the same play style, exactly the same like controls, everything. So they had to freshen it up somehow,
right,
to bring in new customers. So I get why they changed it, but going back and playing those like older Assassin's Creed games, and it could just be the nostalgia goggles, but I like having. I like revisiting those, because it's like, oh yeah, like this is why I liked Assassin's Creed.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
You know, if Nintendo did like a re-release of like the original Donkey Kong Countries from Super Nintendo, I'd be all over it.
Yeah.
Or if they came out with a Star Fox that didn't blow, then I'd be all over
about
that
it
too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I've been into, and yeah, nothing really much past that. I'm excited to start some of the games that I got. I'm probably going to start Lost in Random tonight, after we're done, because I'm a freak and I work at night, so I'm going to be up until like 4 a.m.
Yeah, no shit.
After all my family goes to sleep. So I'll probably start that tonight, and see how I like that. But
you and Andres, that dude works Graveyard 2 now, and then it's funny because I'll try to schedule stuff with him, and he'll be like, yeah, bro, if you want, we can get together at like 7 o'clock. And I'm like, I would love to do that, because you're my friend and I love hanging out with you. I got shit to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn it.
So
I'm going to have to join the club and start working graveyard shift too, just so I could be up at the same hours.
Graveyards is sick, man. It's working at night's the best thing ever, because you get off during the daytime and everything's open, and there's no traffic. I don't know if you could work at night.
Yeah, well, I would get the cops called on me every time. Could you imagine me running an auger at 9 o'clock at night?
That's true.
You'd probably be out there issuing me the ticket. Or telling me to move along.
Stop trying to steal that guy's tools. Get out of here.
Yeah. Sorry, dog. I'm actually working.
So, alrighty. Well, in that case, let's go ahead and get started into our featured game, which is Plague Tale Innocence.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you forget the title?
I was calling it Plague Shits.
Plague Shits.
Because I couldn't remember what the fuck. What are you playing? I'm playing that Plague Shits.
Yeah, the Plague game thing, whatever it is.
Rat Simulator? Or fucking
the Plague Simulator.
Yeah. Fucking runfromrats.com or something. After a while, it just had like a certain feel. I was like, okay, Run from Rats. Well, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Or, never mind. I was going to say something else. I was going to say Christians suck.
That's also accurate.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Very historically accurate.
Yeah.
If you haven't played it, eat my ass until you've played it, and then you'll know.
Yeah. So,
don't get offended, children.
Yeah. So this was my pick. And as for all of my picks, Jeremiah doesn't fucking like them.
Hey, let's go. Hey, come on. Let's do the podcast first, you know?
All right, that's it, everybody. We're cutting this episode
Thanks
short.
for coming.
Thank you.
Good night.
So,
peace out.
Anyways, so this was my pick for the game, and it was basically like I had already started playing it, and I had told you about it.
Yeah.
And I think it was on sale too, wasn't it?
It wasn't full price, so that was cool.
So that's cool.
I think I bought it for $40.
Yeah. So, anyways, starting off with graphics and performance. What did you think?
I thought it was passable.
Yeah.
For a PlayStation 4 release. There were some things that were really good. You know, but there were some things that just felt weird to me.
Like, what did you think was really good?
There were things that were nice where it was like, okay, the textures of people's faces was okay. Like I said, it's okay. It's passable. Like, it's not God of War.
It's also a much smaller studio that made it.
And that's what I figured.
Yeah.
It's like, it's probably just a smaller studio. Give them a break, right? So it's passable. The engine or whatever they used for the rats, it was weird to me.
It was a little odd.
You know, it was like they'd all run at you and then bounce off of this wall when they came to the light, and they all went the same fucking direction. It felt like they were like, well, let's just animate a rat, we'll multiply it by 5,000, and then we'll just make it run like water. And it's like, that's an interesting theory, but it looks kind of wonky.
Yeah, I feel like it, and also too, I mean, this is an older game. I think this game came out in like 2000.
I think it's like 17 or something. It's not that
Was
old.
it?
I don't know. It said it was like 4 years old.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's pull it up on the computer here. Plague Tale Innocence.
Nope, that's porn.
Sorry. 2019.
Oh shit! So it's like 2 years old.
Yeah, 2 years old. 2019. So,
I don't know, man.
The game. Well, so in the game, you have to think this game came out for previous generation, not PS5 stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is enhanced on the PS5. So for me, I was playing at 60 frames, 1080p.
Yeah.
And I mean, I had no, like, as far as like performance goes, I had no issues with it.
Graphics wise.
Yeah, like as far as the actual performance, like I never experienced any like glitches. I never had issues where the game did something that it wasn't supposed to, or wasn't doing something it was supposed to.
I didn't have any crashes or anything.
Yeah, no, like nothing like that. But I think that with this game, comparing it to like some of the other games we've done recently, we were definitely spoiled by those other games.
Well, there's some amazing games out there.
Yeah.
And you got to keep in mind that those games are supported by deeper pockets.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I actually really liked about this game was the color palette. How everything was like a very like, there was no like vibrant colors in the game, if that made sense. Like it was all like very like subdued,
dreary
stuff, and they did a really good job with like the lighting and the graphics and stuff like that on creating a setting that felt legitimate.
It felt really dark and dank.
Yeah. Like no matter where you went, even like when you were in like some of the areas that weren't like dark and dank, when you were, you know, walking through like a forest or something like that, there was something about like the color palette, how all the colors were like kind of washed out, and like everything just kind of felt like gray, I guess, which matched the mood of the game very well. Like super good. I liked it a lot.
People were dropping like flies.
Yeah, like it was cool. And they did a good job of capturing that with like the graphics and the art style. I feel like, because the thing that I liked about this is I do enjoy games with really good graphics, but I think what I enjoy more are games that still feel like a video game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's not, they're not trying so hard to make it look like super realistic.
Which can make it look kind of unrealistic.
Yeah, which can make, I mean, like, so I just recently got the director's cut of Death Stranding, one of your favorite games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Only
played that one for 15 minutes.
Beautiful game. Absolutely gorgeous. The environments on, like, the PS5 are absolutely astonishing, but they look so real, it, like, trips you out. Like, you're like, it doesn't feel like a video game anymore. It feels like I'm like watching a movie, or like I'm looking at pictures of something, and it kind of takes away that sort of like escape to another world
Yeah.
type feeling, which isn't necessarily bad all the time. Like sometimes that's what you're looking for, but that was the thing that I appreciate about this game is just the art style and like I guess like the quality of the graphics. I don't know if you want to call it that. It still felt like an escape to me. Like it felt like I was playing a video game. Like I was like in a different world compared to like what reality was.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's what I enjoyed about it as far as graphics goes.
I will tell you one thing on PS4 too, though. It was spooky how emotionless these characters were when they spoke. And that kind of ties into voice and that kind of stuff. But dude,
like some of the like facial animations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I can't help but wonder if that's also like a budget thing though.
It was like everybody in the game just had Botox. I swear to God. Like it was like, I'm so scared. Please don't leave me. Like that. It was like I was when I first started playing the game, I remember saying that out loud. I was watching with the cinematics and went, ooh, that looks bad. I was like, that's so spooky. Like, dude, kids have emotions when they speak. It's on their face. Everything's out loud when you're a child.
Yeah.
And that child had that going on. Just no matter what he said, no matter what the range of the voice was or the register, it was always right here. And it made me so creeped out.
Just
and it's like,
creepy.
I don't know if they did that on purpose. I fucking doubt they did.
Probably not.
I don't know if it was different on PS5.
I mean, I would say that it's probably I don't know. I never played the PS4 version. I felt that kind of in general.
Like it was a little disconnected.
Yeah, I felt that in general, but I think that like I kind of let that stuff go because it comes back to what we talked about. Like this is a much smaller studio that made this.
You know what? It's hard to let it go.
For me, it was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, so what? The facial animations aren't the greatest. You know, neither were the facial animations in Days Gone.
That's true, and that's what it reminded me of.
Yeah,
where it's like, holy shit, what is going on? Like eyebrows, guys, use them.
Yeah. Some games use them too much.
God damn. Even puppets have that shit sometimes. The good ones. Like, just fucking use them, man. Like,
so, yeah, I definitely enjoyed the game as far as like graphically goes. I think, you know, some of the one thing that I kind of wish there was more of in this game, and it really only happened once. There wasn't a lot of cool scenery.
No.
You know what I mean?
And I think that was part of it. Like what you said, it's supposed to be like muted.
Yeah, it's like the only thing that like comes to mind for me in cool scenery is when you first, so like, you know, the castle that like that's kind of like your home base or whatever, when you first see that castle where you like come out of that cave and it's dark and there's like the moonlit background, you see this big like Gothic style castle. Like that was so cool and that was such a sick moment. And I wish that there was more of that in the game. Right. And it just never came. There were, I mean, like, I guess, like, some of the parts where you're, like, going through the city and, like, you see the cathedral for the first time. But it didn't really, like strike me in a way that it does in a lot of games. Because even, like, games where it's not necessarily a genre like this, but, like, I feel like the scenery of a game can really change how you perceive the world of the game. This is where I have to play devil's advocate, though, because I believe that they probably did that on purpose. You have to retain this feeling of dread. Yeah. In a game like this. Well, I mean, I feel like you could still have dreadful imaging, but I think that maybe having more of like those like scenic moments like that would have been cool. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe Plague Tale 2 will maybe have that. And honestly, I mean, I know we're not quite to that point in the podcast yet, but for me personally, if there was a sequel to this, I would probably buy it. I don't know what it would be though. I don't know either. Like, where would they go? I think maybe it might be like something where it's like it is a similar game, but it is not a direct sequel. You know what I mean? Like it's like, hey, like you remember Plague Tale Innocence? Like we made that game and we made this one. And it's here's like what's going on in France. Here's what was going on in England. Yeah, whatever. Like whatever the case may be. So
Or Brazil.
But yeah, I think overall though, I agree with you. It was acceptable.
Did the plague even touch Brazil?
No.
I don't think it did.
I don't think it made it out of like Europe.
Yeah. Thank God.
Yeah.
Dude, I found out that there were some towns during the plague where 100% of the population was wiped out.
Oh yeah.
That is fucking scary.
It's terrifying.
How'd you like to be the person who discovered that? Bodies everywhere.
Yeah. That'd be awful.
You smelled it before you saw it.
Yeah. Like you're just walking up and you're like, mm-mm. So,
anyway.
Any other final thoughts on graphics and performance?
It wasn't bad.
No.
It just wasn't good.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't even say that it's not that it wasn't good. It wasn't standout.
And that is being really critical of it. There were some things that were good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I like the way the Pope looked. That was kind of interesting.
The Pope? Or
I just called him the Pope,
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
He had the fucking shit. He had the thing.
The Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The Pope. Whatever.
Yeah, the Pope. I don't even know what a Grand Inquisitor is.
With the dead eye.
Yeah.
That was cool. Like, some of the graphics were well done.
Yeah.
You know?
I think some of the cinematics were really good.
Bingo.
Yeah.
That took me back to PlayStation 2. Because that's the way PlayStation 2 used to be. I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when PlayStation 2 was in its run, when they were making games for it, it was like the game itself would be kind of cartoony and really like kind of glossy with the graphics, and then when they would do the cinematics, the rendering was way tighter.
Yeah.
So that's what it kind of reminded me of.
Kind of felt the same like kind of vibe.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, old school.
And that's kind of like what I was talking about, where like this is it's a very video game. And it does kind of feel reminiscent of those like PS2 style video games.
Yeah.
And I think if like you're looking for maybe something like that is, I guess, still kind of a more modern game.
Yeah.
It's a very cool experience.
You know what? That's an interesting concept because I haven't really thought about that before, how video games now have become almost like simulations.
Yeah.
Supposed to be like, this is an alternate reality. This is more than just a game. This is an experience.
Yeah.
And
which I love games like
which
that.
Is fine.
Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, it's made video games better.
Mm-hmm.
But it did take me back to like, oh my God, I haven't really felt like this in a long time.
Another game that did that for me is Kena Bridge of Spirits. Very awesome. Like, I love that game. It was a amazing experience, 10 out of 10, like front to back. And it was because it felt like a video game. Like, it was a very like PlayStation 2 video gamey action platformer that it reminded me of like the first Jak and Daxter.
Yeah.
Is like the same kind of vibes that I got from that. Like having that same kind of feeling where it was like, I felt like I was like, you know, it was like Saturday morning and I was like 10 or 11 years old or something like it was that kind of same vibe.
You're going to have to show that to me later.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah. So that this game creates that same kind of atmosphere, and I don't want to sound like some kind of like hipster. It's like, oh, the lower quality graphics add to that, but it kind of does. You know what I mean? Like, it's like what you're talking about. Like, it's a whole encompassing thing where everything kind of like fits together, and like the quirks of the game kind of fit in there, and it's
man,
it feels like a video game.
Some indie games that are like platformers, like now, have followings. People love those games.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for graphics then.
Yeah, there is not a whole lot to be said.
Yeah, which is, I mean, is kind of a good thing. I'd rather, be like, yeah, like it did what it was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of funny because like overall, I feel like across all the categories, and we'll talk about it more, the game does just sort of hit its mark. It doesn't do anything particularly good. It doesn't do anything particularly bad. But it's way better than Code Vein.
It's a game.
Yeah.
If you want to play a game, this is a game.
Yeah. So it is kind of that where it's just sort of like middle of the road on everything, but it's significantly better than Code Vein.
That one was rough for me.
That one was not good. That was so bad. But
I remember feeling bad because I was watching like other reviews on it and shit. There were some people that were like, "Oh, here is episode 10 of me playing this game. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that?
Yeah.
Fuck that game. It was awful.
So.
Oh, well. That's just me.
Alrighty. Moving on to music, sound, and voice acting. I mean, you already kind of touched on the voice acting piece of it.
It's bad.
I wouldn't even say it. I think that like sometimes it was good and sometimes it was bad. Overall, I felt like it was pretty good.
It's times like this when I wish we had more editing skills. Because right now I would cut to a scene and let the people judge because to me it was bad.
Really?
Yes. I didn't believe anything in this fucking game. I didn't. And I played it for a while and it got better.
Yeah.
But right off the bat, in the beginning of this game, there were almost no emotions behind anything anybody said. And if they did, it, again, like the rest of the game, very muted.
Right.
Very muted emotions. Very muted responses to things. I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking believe it, dude. I listened to podcasts where people do scary stories where they did better jobs than this game.
Right.
So I don't know.
So I didn't, and it didn't really feel, I wouldn't say that it was bad at all. I think that, because I try to look at the game objectively.
Right.
Right. Like I can't compare the voice acting in this game to the voice acting in Detroit Become Human.
Well, I can.
Right.
Why?
Like I don't.
Why can't you?
Well, because that's like you're talking about two different games on two different budgets.
Yeah.
That are made by two completely different like developers that have two completely different like funding and like deeper pockets and stuff like that.
I suppose.
So, like you can't compare a game like this where the budget might be a quarter of what another game is.
Maybe so, but
So-
I feel like there's got to be good voice actors out there.
I mean, I'm sure there are, but you have to pay for them. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what like it comes down to, where it's like, yeah, is the voice acting amazing? No, it's not. Do I think that it is like atrocious? No, not even close. I
Could
think
have been
that-
a lot worse.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been like I played games with worse voice acting. I played games with significantly worse voice acting.
I played some of them where it was almost on purpose and it was ironic and
Yeah,
that's fun.
yeah.
But yeah,
I don't think that the voice acting in the game was bad by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay.
I think that it was on par with whatever budget that they were working with. Because I mean, like for a game that's made by a smaller studio that probably has like a lower budget, I think that they did pretty good with whatever it was that they were working with. I do agree that some of the delivery did fall kind of flat.
yeah.
Some of the delivery did not. Some of the delivery was really on point. There were multiple times in the game where there were dialogue between the characters that felt very believable to me. There were some parts in the game where the dialogue felt like they just handed someone a piece of paper and they're like, hey, read this.
Yeah.
Which,
I know.
I mean, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah.
I don't think that the voice acting was bad enough that it ruined the game for me.
Okay.
That, like, it hindered the game, if that makes sense.
Well, I obviously played it all the way through.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like atrocious,
Yeah.
but it was kind of funny.
A little rough around the edges, to say the least.
Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I know for me that I loved about this game was the music.
It was a good soundtrack.
I feel like the music was so good and it matched the environment and the mood so perfectly. Like the sound of like those, like, what are they called? Like the trembling violins when like the rats are around.
Yes.
Like that just like gave you that like gross, like, ugh, like kind of feeling.
And like you are in fucking danger for me.
Yeah.
Kind of a feeling.
Yeah. And I think that they did like a super good job with that, and just like the way like the music crescendos and changes as like you move through an environment. Some of the like sounds that are like some of the just like the sound samples that are in the game, I loved. Like I love like when you're like distracting a guard and you throw a rock at like the like metal
tink
stuff. Like that sound was just like, ooh, so satisfying. Like I don't know why, it was. And like the sound, like this is like kind of morbid, but like the sound that they did for like the rats when they eat someone was like
yeah.
it hit real good.
Those parts were good.
Yeah.
I will say that the atmosphere of the environment and the interactions with the environment were well done. Mm-hmm. You know, the voice acting was weird, but the environment was really well done.
Yeah.
I like the way it felt.
Mm-hmm.
Those parts felt good.
Yeah. And I think that like the music played a huge part in that for me. So it was cool too, because there's so many games where the music is just kind of like there. Mm-hmm. It's not part of the game. This is one of those games where I felt like it was part of the game.
They were going for something.
Yeah.
And you could tell.
Yeah. And I think that's kind of like what like I talked about earlier, where like you can take any piece of this game and look at it and just be like, okay, like, yeah, like it's okay. It's good. It meets a standard that is expected of most video games today.
You would hope.
Yeah. It's not particularly good. It's not like super awful. But when you like encompass like all of these things together, it comes together well.
Yeah.
And they create this like world and this environment that just works pretty good, honestly.
Yeah. I can't argue that.
Mm-hmm.
That part was good.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't really have any other notes on acting, sound, or voice acting, though. Other than, you know, I do kind of agree with you that there are parts that where the delivery is, like, just off.
It's like, dude, your mom just died.
Yeah.
I want to see mommy. Nope. Don't
Can't.
believe it.
Can't.
Anybody who has a kid will tell you straight up. That is not how a kid says they want their mommy, even when their mommy's not dead.
Yeah. So, one thing. Hugo's voice gave me headaches.
Why?
I don't know what it is about like European children in movies and video games. Like, I'm just like, I remember my wife was watching Big Friendly Giant.
That's what that stands for.
Yeah.
Okay. I always thought it was Big Fucking Giants.
Big Friendly Giant. And she was watching the movie, and like the little girl who's like the main character in the movie, there's like this part where she's like, BFG, and I was like,
oh yeah. I don't think you like that accent, dog.
Well, it's just the children. Like,
I gotta be honest with you,
like,
I don't either.
Like children, it's just the children. The adults, fine, whatever.
I don't like.
I had no problem with any of the other, and it was funny too because like there was like Lucas, who is the other like kid. His voice,
dude.
yeah, his voice didn't bother me. Hugo's did.
You don't like people under 3 feet.
I think that's just, that's what it was. Something about like
little pretentious bitch.
Yeah. You're special because you got fancy blood.
Yeah, well, that's an interesting thing to think about.
Oh my god. Yeah, so anytime, just know that if we ever play a game in the future, if there is a like British child, I'm not gonna like them.
Well, dude, weren't these people French?
Yeah. They were French. Yeah. They were all French, but
European.
Like European children. Yeah, like European children.
Sorry, people.
Yeah, I'm sure that they're, no offense to any European people who have children. I'm sure your kids are great. Their voice just makes me want to like gouge my ears off.
Huh? Yeah, I've already told you about how I worked at a prison with some people from Europe, and I have not quite forgiven the English people because of that job. One of my ex-girlfriends was always going on and on about how English people are so cool, and I was like, no, you're romanticizing them. Have you ever met any? And she's like, no. I was like, well, I fucking have.
Yeah.
And granted, anybody could be the type of person who will, to your face, be charming and tell you what a good job you're doing, and then go behind your back and tell the boss that you're fucking everything up, even though you've done exactly what they told you to do.
Yeah.
Which is a real piece of shit trait. Mm-hmm. However, I just happened to meet 2 English people in a row who did the same fucking thing. Yeah. So it's like, sorry, little prejudice at this point. I'm open to have that redeemed.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at this point, I'm really apprehensive when I meet an English person. If you give me a compliment, my initial response is, fuck you. Whatever your agenda is, you can shove it up your ass.
Oh, man.
And that's my fault. Hey, I worked that job. I interacted with those people, and that's just the way it went.
It is what it is.
That is what it is, yeah. So you don't like the kids, I don't like the people.
So
I want to be proven wrong, though. Life is short.
Oh, my God.
Maybe my best friend down the road will be English. I don't know.
Maybe.
You know?
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
I need more variety.
So, anyways.
Melting pot my ass.
Let's... I guess let's stop dunking on fucking European people.
Sorry.
Stop dunking on European people and start talking about gameplay.
All right.
So I want to know before I say anything, I want to know what you thought about this game.
No, you don't.
I do.
Let's not get into that. That's later. Aren't we supposed to rate the game last?
No, I want to talk about gameplay.
Gameplay.
Yes.
It's passable. But there were things about it that were frustrating for me. Mm-hmm. Controls for me were hard. Maybe this is just me, but I miss older games where it's like if you're running, and this feels more natural to me because this is real life. Mm-hmm. Dude, if you're running, let's say you're running or walking, mm-hmm. and you hit something, right? Mm-hmm. Do you just continue to plow into that wall and go like this? Or do you move around it naturally? You ever thought about that?
Yeah.
Okay. This game does not do that. If you walk into a structure of any kind, you will fucking get stuck there for a second. And then you have to pull away from that and move around is the feel that I got. And I don't like that. I miss old video games had this mechanic in them where if you were walking and you bumped into something, you kind of bumped off of it too, mm-hmm. which feels more natural. Mm-hmm. Okay, now maybe it's because this is a hiding game. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remain fair.
Yeah.
But that stuff got on my nerves. I found myself spamming the triangle button trying to pick shit up sometimes or interact with an item. That mm-hmm. pisses me off. It's like, I don't know, when you're programming a game, is there like a little, do you say like, okay, everything within this space will interact with the item? Mm-hmm. And then what is it like? Is the game this fucking small with the interaction box on this one where it's more like this big on other ones?
Yeah.
I don't know. But maybe they did it on purpose too, because it adds to your anxiety when you're trying to fucking survive. And you're like, just pick up the fucking thing! Like that?
Yeah.
So, some of those things in the gameplay were really rough.
Yeah.
However, also, I did enjoy the route that they would take you and the journey that you would get taken on. Mm-hmm. Even though it was a linear game, mm-hmm. it didn't completely feel like a linear game all the time.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool. Mm-hmm. This bitch won't pick up a sword, and that bothers me a lot.
So it was funny when I first told you about this game, and I was like, I think it's a pretty cool game. I'm like, yeah, it's like a stealth, kind of sort of base game. And I remember, as soon as those words left my mouth, I was like, Jeremiah's not gonna like this mm-hmm. because it's not a combat-based game.
And it's gonna be great for content, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, it is not a combat-based game.
It's funny because I love you. You're one of my best friends that I've ever had in my life. You're like, you've been through some shit with me. I was so glad that you were nowhere to be found when I first started playing this game. I wanted to punch you in the tit so hard. I was like, why? Why does he pick these stupid fucking games? I was like, she won't fucking fight. She won't fight. She won't pick up a sword. I was screaming at the fucking TV. I was like, there's a fucking sword right there. Pick the shit up. Fight. You don't fight. You run.
Yeah.
You run away from everything. And if you're not running away from everything, you're hiding. Oh, I'm sorry. As the game progresses, you get to use your slingshot. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I don't give a fuck. Pick up the fucking sword. Pick up a hatchet. Pick up something smaller. If you're this dainty little thing, I don't give a fuck. Pick up a fucking butter knife. Do something. Oh my God. Everything one-shots this girl.
Yeah.
That's not... Yeah. Fuck. God damn it. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough to play. After a while, I continued playing it because I was stubborn. I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'm beating this fucking game. I'm not letting this shit beat me. This is ridiculous. I mean, yeah. I love combat-based games. I like a game where the protagonist actually has the potential to defend themselves.
I mean, you get the ability to defend yourself like later on
as the game progresses.
But so, and this is like, and this comes down to like, for me personally, I've played a shitload of action games, like action combat based games where the main character is like this badass that has all these cool powers and is, you know, a warrior and a whatever.
Yeah.
Right. And for me, I like playing a game where that is not the case, where it is different. Well, because it's refreshing to me.
You've told me how you love those Sly games.
Yeah, it's like it's not a combat game. It's not an action game.
And I knew this was right up your alley when I started playing it. I was like, oh, you sneak around. Oh, Bryce probably fucking loves this game.
Yeah, it's cool to me. And it makes sense to me, too. Because it's like... Because if you think of it this way, right? Like, if you look at the Inquisitors in the game, those dudes are like trained military people. Murderers. Is what they are. They are, yeah, they are trained murderers.
Yeah, rapists.
Yeah, they're like awful people that are twice your fucking size, and they're coming at you with a fucking spear or an axe or something like that.
Yeah.
And you are a nobleman's daughter that has zero combat experience. So even if you did pick up a sword, I guarantee that big-ass crusader is going to come up, knock that thing out of your hand, and run you through with a freaking javelin. The end result is no different.
It just would have felt better.
And that was like, that's why I like the Outlast games too. You know what I mean? Where it's like, you don't have weapons because you're not someone who has weapons. You've never probably touched, like the character is a reporter. You've probably never touched a gun in your life. Like, why would you have one with you when you're going to report on something? You know what I mean?
You're a goddamn American. That's why.
Sure.
We got guns in the room right now.
We do. But
I don't know, man. But
so like I understand. I would say that if you're into action games and you're looking for an action game, this is not an action game and you shouldn't expect that.
Yeah. And
I understand that. But for me personally, I like that the game is not just like a go in and kill everything kind of game. It is strategic.
Yes. And
that's where the enjoyment is for me.
It grew on me.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. Once I got my mind out of it, like, dude, listen. Like, this is my internal monologue. It's like, dude, listen. She's not gonna fight, so just stop hoping for it. Like,
yeah.
Just get used to what you got. Mm-hmm. And once I did that, it became a different game.
Yeah.
So,
because it's cool how they like introduce different stuff. Where like you get the one where it's like the acid and it like makes them take their helmet off and then they're vulnerable to like a headshot from the sling.
Right.
Which I think is like, that was another thing that I thought was cool, where it's like you do have the ability to defend yourself, but you're talking about fighting a dude with a sword and you have a sling.
Yeah, it's just a different technique.
Yeah, so like, yeah, if you smack someone in the head with a big ass rock that you sling out of a sling, they're probably going to go down.
Yes. That
makes sense to me.
It does. It makes sense to me too.
And then like, you know, you start to have the ability to like lure the rats and like start putting out their torches and stuff like that. And that kind of stuff to me is significantly more satisfying than a combat-based game where it's like, okay, like I'm just going to run in and I'm going to like go kill them all and beat them up. And then like that's kind of the end of the area. Versus with something like this, it's like you have to kind of plan and it's like a trial and error thing. And it feels much more satisfying to me.
You can't afford to get caught.
Yeah. Admittedly, the game is not a, like, you get caught, like, instant fail stealth game. There are opportunities for you to run and hide and try to, you know, become hidden again. But it is one of those games where it's like, yeah, like, if two guys come after you at the same time, you're done.
Yeah.
Which makes sense to me.
Unless you can run around something and hide.
Yeah, and hide or do whatever it is that you got to do.
Her run sucks balls.
Oh, yeah, she's slow.
Her run is like a happy trot at best. There's times I'm going like, what the fuck are you doing? You're like
getting chased.
Are you like, yeah? Are you in a field of daisies right now? What the fuck are you doing? She's all like, she's fucking just running like this. What the fuck are you doing? Go! You would not run like that if somebody was chasing you and your life was on the line.
No, not at all.
So that's a small complaint.
Yeah.
But fucking hell, like there was parts where I was like, is this ironic? What the fuck are they doing? And she's like, tra-la-la. Like, what the fuck? Go! Have you ever seen, there's like a meme that was on the internet a while back where it was like people running in horror movies. Actually running, and then it showed this dude just fucking zoom by the camera, and it's like, yeah, that's true. Why do they do that shit?
Yeah.
My ankle. What the fuck? Just go.
Just run.
Dude, pick up the kid and run. Who gives a shit? Go.
Oh my god.
You're gonna die.
So
that's what I go through.
That's what you go through whenever you see something like that.
Yeah, it's so frustrating.
So yeah, I think that this fits into, and again, this is another one of those things where like, if you like action games and you want an action game, this is not an action game. Do not purchase this game thinking that you were going to have some sweet ass combat.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to happen.
This is brain work.
Yeah, it's a puzzle game is what it is. Like yes, there are combat elements to it, but even the combat elements are still very much a puzzle.
Right.
Where it's like, okay, like I have to get from here to here with I need to either systematically find a way to get rid of all of these enemies without being seen, or I need to take out the ones only necessary so that I get to the other side of this area.
Yeah.
It is a puzzle. It is not a combat game.
Yeah. Resource management.
Yeah,
becomes a key also.
Yeah, resource management is cool. The crafting system is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I think that they did a good job with the crafting system, that the amount of resources that are available are very limited, and so you do actually have to fucking pick what you want. Yeah, because there's a lot of games that have like a crafting system that's based off of like scavenging, but there's enough shit out there you can basically just make everything, and you don't really have to make any decisions.
I didn't get everything.
Yeah, I didn't either.
To craft.
Yeah,
I had to make decisions.
You have to decide, like, oh man, like, and it's, if there's one complaint, and this maybe, I don't know if this, I guess it's kind of gameplay. Some of the materials that you came across, the ones that were rare, didn't make sense to me. Like cloth was, you never saw it, but leather was everywhere. Yeah. I was like, yeah, that makes sense, I guess.
You know there's cloth everywhere, right?
Yeah, like I was like, it's all over the place.
I could walk in the alley and just trip over a bum shirt or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it can't be much different. So yeah, I thought that was kind of odd, and then. But I mean, like, it makes sense. I mean, you know, you figured like for the crafting side of things, like the cloth is, it's something you don't use as frequently. So I can understand why it was more rare. It was just, I know for me personally, I was like, okay, like cloth is the most difficult thing to find in this whole thing. Like sulfur powder is everywhere, but cloth is not. I mean, it makes sense because of like the way the crafting system works. Like you use sulfur for basically fucking everything.
But where
in
the
the
fuck
game.
are you getting all this sulfur
That's what
from?
I'm saying.
Are we
like,
in hell?
I
Oh,
guess
it's
so.
hell. I guess that's what it was.
It must be hell.
It's a alternate reality.
Yeah. So yeah, I liked it overall for that. I think the only real complaint that I had in the combat was, or not the combat, was the only real complaint I had in the game was like, I guess the crafting system could have been a little bit more fluid to me. Because like I like games that have the weapon wheel with like the quick crafting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There was something about this one that just felt kind of wonky to me though. Like it didn't feel as fluid as other games that had something like that.
That's interesting. I didn't feel that.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because like, so Horizon Zero Dawn has a very similar system to this game.
Mm-hmm.
And that one feels like great to me. The one in like the Tomb Raider games feels very good to me. But there was something about this one, it just didn't. I don't know if it was like wasn't as quick, and I'm sure they do that on purpose. Like that's something that they take time to think about. Is like, oh, like how fast do you want to be able to craft stuff from the wheel?
Yeah,
because it does have to create a level of difficulty like associated to it, right? So if you're in combat, you can't be like, well, craft a fireball, like
yep.
It has to create like some level of like of difficulty or challenge. But yeah, just overall, it didn't feel as fluid as it could have to me, I guess. I don't know. I can't really quite put my finger on what it was about the like weapon / crafting wheel.
You just didn't like it.
And it's not even that I didn't like it. Like I liked it. It worked well. There was just something that just wasn't quite hitting right with it for me.
Interesting. Yeah. I gotta be honest, I never felt that way about it. I did notice near the end of the game there was a lot of times where I was trying to quickly adjust the wheel towards a certain ability, and it would go to the one next to it. Mm-hmm. And I was sitting there going like, no, God damn it, I don't want to throw a pot right now. Yeah. Why would I want to throw a pot? Why is that even a thing right now?
Yeah.
Like, I want to use the rats, God damn it. You know?
Yeah. So
just fucking do it.
Yeah. That's basically all my only major complaint for gameplay is just, I guess, the kinds of crafting materials that are rare, and then the weapon wheel I wasn't a huge fan of. But other than that, everything else worked pretty well for me. I liked it.
Good.
I think the systems were good. One thing I want to touch on, I like how vigilant the enemies are in this game. It felt nice.
You mean they actually see more than 20 yards in front of them?
Yeah, like I remember one time I was like peeking around this little box, and there was like a dude like up in a tower
and it's
on like the other side. Yeah, like it's on the other side, and then like you get like that little like beep, like that sound that it makes when
well, that's what it does. It's all like
yeah, and then you're like like shit.
Yeah, it's right. Like, okay, grass.
Yeah.
Grass.
And then
don't come over here.
And then the other thing that I thought was cool too is like if they saw you, they would come look for you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like they wouldn't just like come over to where they last saw you and been like, must have been the wind, and then left. They're like, no, I saw someone. And they look around, and then you're like, fuck.
Start like brushing through the grass.
Yeah.
Shit. Hello?
So I thought that was cool. Like that was kind of neat. Like I really enjoyed that because it is very immersion breaking when you're playing a stealth game and you've got like a morgue in the fucking bush with you of all the dudes that you've killed.
Yeah, no shit, huh?
And they just
keep walking by. No problem.
Yeah.
People die every day.
Yeah. Whatever, man. Like,
real quick. What the fuck is that on your table? Is that a jockstrap?
No, that was the thing that goes around the yoga mat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, like it hooks around the top, and then it hooks around the bottom like that.
The way it was all like rumpled up, I was like, why? Why would you just leave that out? You're supposed to put that away.
No, it is not a jockstrap.
I was like, it's okay if it is, but why would you leave it out?
No, it's just we have a yoga mat underneath this because of my gestures.
Because this homie won't stop tapping the table.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's just the way you talk.
So,
but it used to be way louder, so I'm glad we started doing that.
Yeah, I know.
That's a nice addition.
It is. Any other final points on gameplay?
It was, yeah, that's pretty much it. I had a hard time at first. I had to recognize that it wasn't a fighting game. That you're just a little girl who's just trying to make it in this world.
Yeah.
Know? So there you go.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about story. So I'm gonna we'll drop the thing in the description so because we're gonna talk about a lot of spoilers here.
Yeah.
So if you wanna if you want a synopsis of the story, read like a Wikipedia article or something like that. But let's go ahead and get into it. Can I just say the ending? Like, what the fuck? Like, I was like the whole time, I'm like, oh, like, this is about you escaping the Inquisition and, like, trying to get away with your brother. And then, like, this weird, like, blood magic stuff starts coming in. And then you fight a guy who's a rat bender at the end of the game. Like, it's like, what the fuck? It took such a weird turn I was like, oh, like, yeah, like you're trying to find a cure for like whatever disease your brother has. And then like, it turns out he has like rat telepathy.
This game was on mushrooms, dude.
Oh man. It was so,
like, what the fuck?
And it happened like that
real quick.
Like it was like
you had G-forces for how quick that story took a turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, did they like hire a new director? Like halfway through making the game, did they hire like a new story director? And he was like, disease? Fuck that. No, he's got genetics that lets him control this ancient rat plague.
Which is why they were trying to kill you through most of the game, right?
Yeah.
Because, you're related to it. You probably have it in you too, but apparently it doesn't work for you.
Yeah. I would have honestly, I would have much preferred if the whole game was basically just like you trying to cure your brother, and the reason the Crusaders wanted to murder you is because they were taking over land, and you're the only heir to that land because you're the oldest, and they killed both of your parents. That makes more sense to me. Not this freaking like your little brother has like rat bender blood,
yeah,
and is immune to the. It just didn't make sense to me. And then like also too, like when they did that, it took away, in my opinion, the coolest part of the game, which was the rats. Like using the rats in the environment, like it just like gone.
Yep.
Like that was the sickest part of the game. Like I loved how it was like, oh, like you have to get past here, you have to like push this box over here, and then you can get up high enough to shoot the sling to make the meat fall down to distract these rats, and then you can go over and light this torch and like make it through this. Like that was like the coolest part of the game. Was like
near the end, it was like, hey, that don't matter no more.
Yeah, now you just get to make the rats eat people.
Remember all those skills you've built up? That's all trash.
Yeah.
You only need this one now.
Yeah, you only need the rat one to where oh man, I remember like the first time like they used that. Like it comes in the game when you like find your mom in the prison or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
she's like, all of a sudden, she's like, it's time.
Yeah.
Embrace it. Why the fuck wouldn't you teach him to do that when this shit started happening?
And then like, it's like, are you Emperor Palpatine?
Oh my God.
I was just like, that was the weirdest. That was the weirdest like plot turn.
This was a Swiss cheese game.
Yeah.
There were fucking holes all over this plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like the other thing that I didn't like either is outside of like Amicia, Hugo, and Lucas, all the other characters completely forgettable.
Yeah.
Like that like blacksmith dude, I forget his name, obviously.
Yeah.
He seemed really cool, and I wanted to know more about him. And
I thought they were gonna give you like the option to like form a relationship with somebody,
like there's gonna be dialogue options or something. Maybe?
Yeah, because there was a couple of people where it's like, that's a prospect. This dude's a potential prospect, but they didn't even have enough story in it for that kind of shit. It was like, all right, this isn't fucking Mass Effect or anything.
Yeah, which sucks because like when blacksmith guy dies, like you're just like me.
Bye.
Yeah, like I saw you in the game for a total of like 20 fucking minutes.
That was one part of the animation that was pretty good. That dude died hard.
Yeah, he did.
His eyes rolled back and shit. He was like, it's on the bars. It's all like, I was like, ooh, that guy died bad.
He ugly died.
Ugly death,
yeah, he
bro.
ugly died.
Fucking eyelashes on the fucking gate and shit.
Oh my god.
I was like, what the fuck?
But yeah, and man, there were so many problems with like the plot in this game
Yeah.
where I was just like, what are you fucking doing? Like and then like it was weird because I felt like the other characters that they introduced were like so unnecessary.
Two-dimensional.
Like what was the point of like the two like thief characters that were there? I don't even remember. Nicholas, I think, was one of them.
Yeah, just to help you get free when you get caught.
I guess. I mean, it was
and
just like
to help you unlock some boxes for 2 missions that never is an option again.
yeah.
And she doesn't teach you how to do it.
Nope. Yeah, like the other characters that they introduce were so pointless.
They just threw a lot of shit at this game.
Yeah. And like that was like kind of the big thing for me that I just didn't like. The overall story wasn't bad.
No.
Like front to end, it was a cool story. It got weird for sure.
Rat bender.
Yeah, this really fucking was. Like at the end, and he's like, big tower of rats, and he like crashes it on you. I was like, what are you fucking doing?
Why do the rats splash? Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Did yours have that where it was splashing?
Yeah.
And it was white splashing.
Yeah.
Not red splashing because it's blood. White splashing because it's white rats. What the fuck was that? Whose idea was that? That looks so weird.
Yeah.
Like, not gross, just weird.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. There's the whole story, like front to end, definitely was not terrible.
And
but
they
it
were
just
supposed to eat him in that fight. Did you hear the way he was wording that? He's like, consume all of me.
yeah.
And then he's still there.
Yeah.
I thought they consumed you, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like,
And
wouldn't that kill you and thus
Yeah.
end this confrontation? Because the rats really just want to probably go and do their own thing. They probably want to go fuck and make more rats.
Yeah, that's
don't
what
wanna-
rats do.
They don't want to be swirling 5 stories in the air and splashing down. Why the fuck would a rat want that?
Yeah, they don't want to be creating rat spouts out of the ground. Like, it started to get kind of ridiculous, man. Like with some of the plot stuff that they came up with. Like, I was like, what are you doing? Like, it was like everything all the way up until the point where like Hugo goes to the cathedral was good.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden now Hugo's a rat bender.
Right.
And like the story just like
Got weird. It got
like,
like,
I don't know. I didn't even know what direction they were going in.
it was like Japanese fucking cartoon shit to me.
It was
just
like
completely like fevered dream.
Yeah.
Fevered dream shit. You know, it's like, well, you're walking down the street and you're going to the store and now there's a fucking dragon. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh man. And then like, oh man, the whole thing was like, and there were so many like, I feel like there were so many like cool moments that could have happened with the story that didn't. Like, you remember when like Hugo comes back with like the main crusader guy to like take down your castle.
Yeah.
That could have been a lot cooler than it was as far as like plot goes. And I'm like, because I remember like seeing it, I was like, dude, if they make me kill my own brother, that's going to be a sick plot twist.
What the fuck?
Like,
I
how
was
jarring would that have been, though? Like, you spend this whole time trying to save your brother, and then you have to kill him. Like, that would have been a really cool plot twist.
Or what if they at least made you evade him a couple times before you finally got through to him? Or
something. Like, she was basically like her brother's like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, and she's like, I'm gonna give you a hug, and then he's like, oh,
That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna kill you. And then here's the other thing too. Like, what the fuck happened? Did this like Grand Inquisitor like brainwash the fuck out
They
of this
don't tell
kid?
you, do they?
Yeah.
Nothing. Just
Nothing.
3 months later.
Yeah, 3 months later, now your brother's a psychopath.
Yeah.
What?
They don't touch on it. He doesn't tell her a story. There's no flashbacks. Those things would have been nice.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Did they just run out of time? Was it a deadline to meet?
Maybe.
Or did they have too much acid with their fucking story writing? They're like, fuck it. Let's just throw it in there. You know? It's like, why?
Like, I feel like all the way up until the point where Hugo goes to the prison to save his mom. It was written by an adult.
It was solid.
And then everything after that was written by a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? Super sick is if Hugo could control the rats with the force.
And then he hates his sister, but because she loves him and she's going to hug him and it's going to be okay.
And then you fight the Grand Inquisitor and he makes rat towers.
Whoa. It's like, yeah, I know.
Like, straight up, if there were zombies, I wouldn't have been surprised.
Just out of nowhere. With rats crawling out of their eye sockets and shit.
Like, that would, like, they're like, the rats chew on their, like, cerebral cortex that makes their body move.
That's a good one.
Like, I was like, makes, like, that. I wouldn't have been surprised if that showed up in this game, as weird of a turn as it did.
Apparently, the manifestation of rat pellets in the back of the brain lets the rat control the dead bodies, bro.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's
so deep.
It was so wild, man. The whole plot was so wild.
I know. Near the end, I was like, just kind of like going, all right.
Okay.
Where's this going?
Yeah. And it's like, it just kind of kept, like, I was like, oh, cool. Like, he can control the rats now?
And then just like that, plague over.
Yeah.
Life back to normal. We're having carnivals.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but you guys aren't allowed in because somehow you're wanted for this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Never mind the fucking Inquisition.
Yeah. And then, like, we're not going to tell you anything about that, though.
That was openly weaponizing the rats.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah, the whole thing was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, absolutely. Just a lot of weird things splat and then never touched up on again.
Yeah, at all. So
I'm glad that you think that way.
Yeah,
there's a part of me going like, he's gonna fucking love this, and I'm gonna hate it, and then it's gonna make me look like an asshole because I always look like an asshole on this show.
No,
because I feel like I don't like anything, and I even know that about me. Like I don't like much of anything. Yeah, I've liked some games that we've done.
Yeah,
you know, like in the past, what have I liked? I liked Days Gone. I liked God of War. I loved Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
But all the other ones I've always been kind of like, meh. Yeah. I'll spend time on it.
Yeah. But, oh, man. Yeah, that story got whack real fast.
Woo, baby.
Anyways, let's go ahead and wrap it up with final thoughts here. Before we get to the rating.
Yeah, you go ahead.
I think that the game hits a mark. I think that is very niche. You know what especially the story.
You know what I thought? There's some retard out there who's going to think that this is a historical video game.
And is like accurate.
Bro, you remember the plague when the rats... It's like, no.
It's not the rats. It's the fleas on the rats. Now I'm going to get sued by Pixar.
Yeah.
So, I think overall, like the game... I talked about it in the beginning. I'm going to talk about it again. Individually, if you look at like these like individual pieces of the game, there are definitely stuff that's not that good. But if you look at the game as a whole and how everything kind of fits together, it's a pretty good game.
It's a fun time.
Yeah, like it we talked about it already. It feels like a video game.
Yeah,
it's a video game, and that's all that it is. So for me, personally, so this game was a free game for PS5 owners like a couple of months ago. So I didn't pay for it.
Okay.
I would say for me, if the game was $20, I would say it's worth $20.
Yeah, I think I got my $40 worth.
Really?
It was an experience.
You think at $40 it's worth a purchase?
It wasn't over in like 5 hours, you know.
Yeah.
It took a little bit of time.
Yeah.
It had a decent story. Like, even that weird turn at the end, it still had a decent story.
Yeah.
You know. Fuck, they started killing everybody near the ends. That was weird. I was like, okay.
Everyone's gonna die.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
For stupid fucking reasons, too. God damn it, I was so mad when that little sneaky kid got killed, man. Because it was like, this is how stupid people are in reality, too. It's like a dude will tell you he's going to do something and then immediately forget he's fucking doing that. I have friends like that. Like, they're just like, squirrel.
Yeah.
You got to focus, man. Especially in a life or death situation. You take the dude down. You smashed him with a fuck ton of rocks, which should have obliterated anybody, wearing armor or not.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Your buddy goes, I'm going to go take care of him, which to me meant like, I'm going to go put a knife in his jugular and end this. And what does he do? He starts picking his butt immediately after he says that. and this dude wearing armor and buried in rocks somehow makes no noise and sneaks up on the kid and kills him.
Yeah.
What the fuck? That was the dumbest way to die. I was so pissed off. I was like, you stupid motherfucker. Why? Stop watching me hug my brother. You dumb cunt. Like,
do your job.
Just fucking do what you said you were going to do.
Oh, man.
Like, I felt like, I thought of you immediately. I'm sorry, dog. I thought of you immediately. Like, that's something that we'd be doing. You'd be like, I'm going to go take care of him. We're like, all right, cool. And then you're going to be like,
look at that butterfly.
Wow, yeah. And I'd be like going, no, you dumb bastard.
Oh, my God.
ADD is a bitch. Oh. And apparently your buddy had it bad.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
It was immediately.
It was instantly.
Yeah.
Just distracted.
It was almost like this. I'm going to take care of him. Are you?
Eventually.
And now you're dead. God damn it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I would say, I mean, for me personally, like if the game was, I feel like $40 is, for me, steep.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't, knowing what I know now, I would not pay $40 for the game.
Yeah, okay.
I think like $20, solid purchase. $30, probably still get your money's worth.
It's getting out there, huh?
Yeah, I don't know that I would ever go anything higher than 30 for this game.
Yeah.
And it just simply because like it is not a AAA title with like deep pockets. And so I think waiting for it to be on sale, or like if you're a PS5 owner, you can get it for free. I don't think it's for free anymore. Or you can get it even if you got it on sale for $35. $30. I think it's better than a $40 purchase price.
Yeah.
If this game was $60, I'd be pissed.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
I guess I can't argue with you on that. I got my $40 out of it almost because I was fucking determined to get my $40 out of it.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to play this motherfucker.
It's gonna happen type thing. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm sure there's like, I feel like if you're really into these kinds of like stealth puzzle games, then this probably like hits a pretty good mark for you, and $40 might do it. But for me personally, I would say a $20 price range seems like a fair purchase price for this game for me. It's different for everybody. So I would say, you know, if you have a PlayStation or an Xbox and you want to get the game, just wait for it to go on sale. I feel like this isn't a game that you need to play.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I felt like Kenna Bridge of Spirits is a need to play game. Like everybody should play that game. It's so good. Like the story is good. The music is good. The gameplay is good. The graphics are good. Like everything about that game is good. And I want everybody to play it. I want everybody to experience it. This game, it's like, yeah, like if it's on sale and you just don't have anything to play, probably a solid purchase.
Check it out.
Like completely, and I don't mean this in a negative way. I'm not trying to dog the developers at all. Completely a like missable game. Like, the game doesn't do anything extraordinarily well that I feel like you need to experience it.
That's true.
Because I feel like even like with a game like Death Stranding is such a niche game that I feel like everybody should play it. Just
At
to
least try it.
At least try it. This game, I feel like there's nothing about it that is like so special where it's like, yeah, like it stands out so much that you need to play it. So that's why I say, like, if you see it and it's on sale, probably snag it.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot. If it's $10, whatever, like, whatever price you need to justify it, go for it.
It's like, it's a story.
Yeah, like, if not, if you're interested in the plot, I would say that just watching someone play this game, you would get a similar experience to actually playing it. If you're just in it, if you just want the story. Like, if you want nothing else and you just want the story, just watch someone play it on YouTube or something like that.
There's probably a Let's Play out there.
Yeah, like, it's free that way. Yeah. Or maybe just watch, like, the first, like, couple of missions or, like, the first chapter. And if you like it, then maybe go purchase it.
That's how I experienced Prey when it came out.
Oh, yeah, you told me about that before.
Because I was broke as fuck. I was like, I can't play this game. It looks like space age BioShock.
Yeah.
And then I didn't even watch the whole thing. I just decided, like, after the 4th or 5th episode, I was like, you're the alien. That's what this is going to come down to. You're the alien. And I don't even know if that's true, but I feel like I don't even care. Like, that's how bad the game was. It was like, I just guaranteed it was like, yeah, you're the alien. That's why they were asking you to hide behind the chair in the beginning of the game. I don't know if you even looked into it.
No, never.
In the beginning of the game, they're like conducting an experiment. There's no wrong answers. I want you to hide behind that chair the best the way that you can. And it's like, fucking what? It's like, oh, okay, it's because I'm an alien, and I've somehow figured out how to look like a person instead of a mug. Because that was the thing. Like, there's this alien in the game that it can look like anything.
Yeah.
It could be a chair. It could be a desk. It could be like a fucking hat.
Yeah.
You know?
That much I did know about the game.
So it's like,
yeah,
that's why they want you to hide behind the chair. They're hoping that you're going to, like, become the tile or something.
Yeah, or something like that.
And then the only option is to go like this. You go. And you squat. I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So, yeah, I think, for you, like with Prey, maybe like along the same lines, I think if you're interested in the game and you just are interested in the story and you're not you're like you and you like action games, but this seems like a story you might be interested in, just watch someone play it.
Yeah.
It's not a particularly long game. I think it's maybe 8 hours. Maybe.
Well, maybe for you.
I'm talking like actual like content wise. It's probably 8 hours of content.
Yeah. Because I have to recognize I'm not a very good video gamer. Like I think you're better than me. I enjoy them, but I'm bad. I'll get stuck on a level and get fucking pissed. Like, fuck this game. I'll come back tomorrow. Like, why the fuck? And then when I finally get it, I'm like, why the fuck was I having such a hard time with that? You just followed the dude. It's something like that. it's like
simple,
just fucking follow the dude, and then hide behind the crate, and then follow the dude again. Why did I run in front of him or mess with shit?
Yeah.
Ooh, some of those missions on this game where you had to sneak around the bottles fucked me hard.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
I felt like I was gravitating towards the goddamn things.
So I know for me, like, this comes down to, like, I guess, like, just years of playing video games. Bottles are bad in stealth games, period. Like, if you are playing a stealth game and you see a bottle, stay the fuck away from it.
I even like other games where there's broken glass on the ground. You have to walk around that too. That's a cool thing.
Yeah.
But fuck me, dude.
Like, it gets you every time.
I don't know what happened. It was almost like my character was like gravitating towards them. I even tried walking around a couple times and I was just tink. Fuck! That one mission where
like you fart and the bottle just falls over. Just...
Dude, there was one where I just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna hit that bottle every time, so I'm just gonna keep going, and that's how I got through it.
Really?
Yes, I fucking I plowed through the tent and I went and hid in the grass. And then when they walked up to the grass, they fortunately walked away. And then I kept going. And that was a butthole puckering moment. I fuck it every time. I don't. It's like that's what I'm saying. It's like I think I'm borderline retarded when I do some of these games. I'll even know what the answer is, and I can't make it happen. I can't.
You're like I know where to go. I know what to do, and it
won't happen.
The brain, the hand-eye coordination,
dude,
just isn't there.
It's like throwing a football. It's like you get it. Can you do it though? It's like shooting a 3-pointer.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you put the fucking ball in the hoop, right?
Yeah.
It's just like that. But it's not.
Yeah.
Some people just can't shoot a fucking basketball. Some people just can't pitch a 90-mile-an-hour pitch.
Yeah.
I have a fucking hard time with video games. I enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fucking stupid with them, though.
But anyways,
yeah,
I think that's pretty much all we got for this game. So Jeremiah's done with his rant on how much he sucks at video games. Yeah, that's any other final thoughts, I guess?
Fuck this game.
You say that about everything.
No, it's fun. It's interesting.
Yeah.
It was original for sure. It's got to get points for originality.
Oh yeah, especially the story.
Yeah.
The story is
pretty fucking cool.
Yeah. It was original. Well, that's the language we'll use. Original. Yeah. It was creative, to say the least.
Very original.
But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, share the video to your friends.
Like and subscribe.
All that.
Comment. We'll start checking them and respond.
Yeah, sure. Tell us a video game you want us to maybe play, and we'll think about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you throw some whack-ass shit at us, though, we're just going to tell you no.
Whoa.
You guys should play Star Wars Battlefront.
Never again.
No.
Yeah.
I'll tell you straight up, if you recommend an EA game to us, it's going to take a lot of convincing.
It's going to be met with a lot of apprehension, but that's because they've earned that apprehension.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you just want us to see us talk shit about a game, sure, suggest an EA game and maybe we'll do it. But
do you want a AAA game that does nothing but glitch?
Yeah.
EA.
It's in the game.
It's in the game. It is literally in the game. Fucked up rendering and glitching and hard crashes.
Right on.
It's in the game.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time.
Peace out.